Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? My name is Dan and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking all about Chivas versus Pumas at home. A big game, obviously coming towards the end of the season now. A big game. Every game is really big for us right now. Obviously trying to keep up at the top of the table. And it's an interesting game. Pumas, they're a decent-ish team. Capable of a loss, capable of a win. They definitely came to the Aquan with this kind of like dark arts, dead football kind of strategy. And to be fair to them, I did tweet it out. It nearly paid off. Go two nil up in the first half. Obviously, you had Tuna. Obviously, if you want to know how, if you didn't watch a game and you're any kind of Liga Makers fan, and you didn't watch the game, you want to know how the first half went. Tuna scored in the first 20 minutes. That's all you have to. That's all you have to think about. And it was a decent goal as well. Very rare lapse of judgment in the defence. The whole back line just disappeared. He was running on through and slotted the goal, slotted the ball right in the far corner past Talon. Very rare that happens. Normally we're very defensively solid, and he just came through, and that turned out to be the only shot on target they had the entire game. It was a really good goal. You're thinking, okay, 20 minutes, 1-0 down. We've come back from more difficult situations than this. It'll be alright. As the first half went on, though, we played really quite trash in that first half, if I'm being brutally honest. And then Castillo goes and gets an own goal. I'm not going to blame him too much for the goal. It is what it is. It's one of those goals. Suddenly, half time, 2-0 down. They've only had one shot on target. They've done absolutely naff all for the whole rest of that half. And you're sitting there going, how are we losing 2-0 right now? And, going to the second half and, going past the hour mark, you're thinking, oh my God, we could actually lose this game. It's crazy. And really you start to see, the performance levels of Pumas. Keylor Navas, by far their best player this whole game. They did outstanding. He faced 8 shots on target, 18 in general, but 8 shots on target, and we only managed to score 2 of them. Well, obviously, one of them was the penalty, so he had an outstanding game. He's their best player. But the amount of time wasting, especially from Navas, but from everyone in that team, time wasting, flopping to the floor, faking like they've been hurt really bad. They had 7 yellow cards, and we had 3. I don't really know how we managed to get 3, but they had 7 yellow cards. They just played awful. They saw they were 2-0 up. They thought, you know what, we're just going to absolutely time waste the absolute crap out of this, frustrate them, break the game up, stop, start, and you're thinking to yourself, we have the opportunity to go 6 points clear here. Everyone else, every other big team in the league had really terrible results this weekend. America, I think, drew. I think Cruz Azul lost, and I think Toluca lost as well. They got their first L of the season, against teams that they should be beating. By the way, they had it's always a bad sign when your team plays almost last, or you're celebrating all your rivals dropping points because you think, well, we've still got to play. It's always safer to play first, win first, and then you can laugh at everyone else. But if you play first and you win, chances are all your rivals win as well, so it doesn't really count. But I celebrated. I laughed the absolute crap out of myself over the weekend because some of the results from the other teams were just hilarious. I'm thinking to myself, we could go 6 points clear if we win this game, and we're losing 2-0, and of course they're going to drop to the floor and time waste and fake being hurt, blah 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 blah. Hormiga, man. Armando Gonzalez steps up again. First goal was really typical Hormiga goal, just in the box. It looks simple. It looks like a tap in. It looks like a 5-yard, header into the goal. But you had to get there. You had to be in the position. You had to work out where the cross was going to come into. He's a very smart kid, and he knows where to be when the ball is going to be in the box, and he just puts it away. The kid knows how to score. It's so awesome to see. And then 90, I think I'm just having a look, 90 plus 12 minutes, we managed to go get a penalty. Absolute age to decide whether it's penalty. I thought it was soft, to be honest with you. I tweeted out, I said, well, that's a soft penalty, but they've been playing dark arts football all game. We absolutely deserve it, and I don't care if it's not a penalty. It was, but it was quite soft in my opinion. But I thought Piojo was going to take it. I think, Piojo's decent-ish at penalties, it could work. And then he gives the ball to Hormiga, and I'm like, Hormiga, he missed his last penalty, and he was rescued in that game by Sapu, who scored his penalty. So I'm thinking to myself, if the kid's got cojones, let's just be real about that. And he bangs it past Kayla, who dived the right way. We have to be respectful for Navas. So he dived the right way, he got close to it, but yeah, really good penalty from Hormiga, and he steps up, and he stepped up really big time, and obviously the terror and the nerves he must have been feeling in that, thinking, if I miss two, two penalties on the bounce, how is it going to affect his confidence? But he scored it, brilliant, rescued us a massive point, with 4 points clear of Cruz Azul now. I think with 4 games left to go, I'll check the fixture list in a minute. Humongous result. Go and think, 2-2, you're celebrating a draw. Well, yeah, we were 2-0 down to the 70th minute, and didn't look like we were going to get anywhere near a goal. And then suddenly Hormiga pops up and scores 2, breaking records right now. I think he's got 2 more goals left to go before he breaks the record for the most goals I think a Mexican has scored in a season before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I did tweet it out, and I remember tweeting out that he's got 4 games to do this in. He could actually break the record. And yeah, I mean, going to the World Cup, it's not confirmed yet. Aguirre hasn't put out the list yet. It's not confirmed, but there's strong rumours. Everyone was talking about it a week ago, that I think it's before the Belgian game. Everyone was like, yeah, he's not calling up Hormiga. Hormiga's not going to the World Cup, and it's outrageous. Absolutely horrifically terrible decision, because the kid's scoring. He's the most prolific Mexican in the world right now in terms of scoring goals. No one's scoring the goals he is. Quinones, I guess, okay, but the Saudi League, is that any better than Liga MX? The fact that it's a debate tells you everything you need to know. I think Quinones is obviously on the plane. He's going to go to the World Cup. I think Hormiga needs to go too. Bertrand is doing trash in the MLS right now. I think he was all white. I think he was only all white when he was in Liga MX. And I think choosing Bertrame, especially over Hormiga, is just horrifically bad management, in my opinion. Look, Raul Jimenez is going to be starting probably most of the games, but if you're 1-0 down and you've got to win the game or draw the game to get top of the table in the group stage, at this point in time, are you picking Santi Jimenez over Hormiga? I'm not. I love Santi Jimenez. I've seen him play live. He's a quality player. But he's not been great at AC Milan. That was a terrible move for him. He's never been great in the Mexico show. He came off the bench once to score, a goal to win, I think it was the Gold Cup from last year or the year before. Credit to him for that. But I think that's his only goal. I think he's got 1 or 2 goals for Mexico, and that's it. Hormiga knows how to score goals. He affects the game. I think he came off the bench against Portugal and was effective and almost got a goal in that game. I think if he started that game, he probably would have got a goal. Hormiga does miss a couple of chances, but it's because he's not a fully established striker yet. He's only 22 years old. He's still learning his craft and still building his confidence and his belief. To not take him is outrageous, but luckily I'm a Chivas fan, and if he doesn't go to the World Cup, he stays at Chivas, and this kid could win us the Liga. He could win us a league title this season. So I'm a little bit torn, to be honest with you. I mean, on one hand, I feel like for him personally, going to the World Cup, getting a goal or 2, is like the next step in his career. He's done everything possible in Liga MX right now, apart from winning the trophy, obviously, which hopefully we can do. He absolutely deserves to go to Europe, to a decent European team, and to succeed there and do well. Beat Chivas, beat Chicharito part 2. I don't think that's a stretch to start dreaming about that. This kid could win us the league, or he could go to the World Cup and score a goal or 2, and cement his place in the European kind of efforts. I mean, there's already European teams involved in him apparently, and I think he'll be absolutely outstanding if he does go to the World Cup. I think he will, to be honest with you. I still think he goes to the World Cup, but if he doesn't win us the Liga, go through. We've got a real chance this season. Every other team in this league is trashed right now. Toluca, it's difficult to beat them. They're not winning that many games. They're drawing quite a lot of games. Tigres have been crap. Club America are just absolutely in the mud right now. It's actually quite amazing to see. It's quite funny to see, and it's quite enjoyable to see. Finally, they've come back down to earth, which is nice. Um, who else is there? Cruz Azul are never ever going to be good enough to win this league, in my opinion. We absolutely are the best team in the league right now. We're scoring the most goals. We're playing. We're giving the most minutes to under 23s. I think that's the rule. The under 23 rule. Um, and yeah, we're doing really well. We've got an amazing youth system. Our youth players are doing brilliantly. And I want to end this video by talking about Talleyrand Hill. I thought he had an amazing game. He shipped 2 goals, but I think both the goals I don't think were his responsibility. I think the first goal, that Tuna just slots it past. But he should never have been in that position anyway. And then obviously the own goal was a deflection and went in. It is what it is. But yeah, 1-on-1 at one point, a really good save that he made. Brilliant save. Absolutely now established as Mexico's best goalkeeper right now. He's got to be the number one. It's still funny. I still go back sometimes and look at Herc Gomez's tweets about oh, could Ochoa start? But no, he was never going to be starting any World Cup games. It was always going to be Tala. As soon as Malagon got injured, it was always going to be Tala. And Tala's done really well right now. He's having a really good season in my opinion, and he's been linked. Apparently there was rumours that I think it was Copenhagen. I can't remember. I have to go back. I could have gone back to look, but I really can't be bothered. A team came in for him. Apparently put a bid in for him. There's all these fake outrage. Oh, Chivas not letting their players go to Europe. Blah blah blah. Turns out it was fake. The team had only put an interest, a notification of interest in him. They never made a formal offer. I think he does go to Europe. I think he does go to Europe in the summer. I think he will have a decent World Cup, and I think he'll go. Strong rumours that Sporting Lisbon are interested in him over there in Portugal. That's a brilliant move, in my opinion. Going from Chivas to Sporting is great. I think Sporting, they're an established Champions League level team. I think he'll do really well over there. Whether he can establish himself, I don't know what their goalkeeping situation is like at the moment. But I think it's a brilliant move if he does. Apparently, Feyenoord are involved in him as well, interested in him as well. So I feel like Tala and Hormiga are going to go to Europe this summer. Whether, obviously Tala is going to go to the World Cup, but even if Hormiga doesn't go to the World Cup, I think, especially if Chivas win the league this year, I 100% think that Armando Gonzalez is going to be a European player this time next year. So, yeah, at the moment, rescued a draw from from the clutches of a defeat, and I think I did celebrate this draw. Brilliant, great. If you're gonna if you can't win a game, don't lose it. And if you're at the top of the league, that is the important thing. And we need to keep our position safe. And I was right. There's only 4 games left to go for the season. Tigres away next weekend. That's going to be a tough game. Even though Tigres are trash right now, they're not even in the top 5. I feel like they always step it up against Chivas. I think it's going to be a tough game, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Puebla at home. They're capable of taking a scalp, but I rate Chivas at home. Chivas at the Akron is just nigh on unstoppable, and I feel like even if we don't win that game, I definitely don't think we lose that game. And the Cats are away. I think the Cats are a decentish team, but I feel like we can still get a win there. Cholos at home again. The last home game, the last game of the season actually as well. I feel like that's a guaranteed win as well. Even though I think Mora will be back by then, he may affect that team more positively. But to be fair, Cholos are a decent team this year. I still feel like we got too much for them at home. So yeah, 2 away games, 2 home games left to go. And then it's Ligia time, and I'm just looking at the points total right now. Yeah, like I said, 4 wins and a draw in the last 5 games. No one else can match that. But yeah, Cruz Azul lost their second loss of the season. Toluca lost now, so there's no more unbeaten team now, which is nice. And yeah, whereas Club America, they're all the way down in 6th. They got a draw, which is hilarious. Pumas are above them, Pachuca are above them, and there's Toluca and Cruz Azul. Obviously, Tigres are even lower. 2 losses on the bounce, 3 losses in the last 5 games, with a draw as well. 1 win in 5 games is horrific, and that's actually quite enjoyable. I think the main one is Monterrey. Rayados, change of manager has done crap all for them. 3 losses, a draw and a win again, same as America. Quite funny to see. Santos Laguna, feel sorry for them, even though they got a draw this weekend, which is cool for them. Querétaro got a win. San Luis got a win, Cholos got a win, Leon got a win, which is rare. They've got 7 losses, 1 draw and 5 wins, which is quite funny. But anyway, guys, that's enough of me ranting around, talking about everyone else. Let me know what you thought about the game. What you think we can do this season? Do you think Hormiga goes to the World Cup? Do you think he stays and wins us the Ligia? Do you think we win the Ligia anyway? I think we are the best team. We've got the best coach, and I feel like it's wide open this year. And I feel like knockouts, knockout football is always a bit of a question mark. Form goes out the window, but I really do feel like we could do something special this season, and it'll be very interesting to see. So let me know what you think we could do, and yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will be back next weekend to talk about the Tigres game, so stay tuned for that. Have a really great week and a good weekend next weekend, and enjoy the Hormiga hype train right now, because I've been raving about this kid for 2 years or more now, and it's really great to see him and the youth team kind of come into fruition. We're established now as the best youth setup in Mexican football right now, which is great. But yeah, anyway, guys, have a great week, and I'll see you guys very soon. Adios.